A lot of us have done stuff that has pushed us and caused other people to push us out. That's not what God is saying to us. He's saying, I know that's happened and I'm with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. But let's do this together. Let's sit in the boat and let's break the power of the secret. Let's break these places of stronghold, and we're going to experience freedom that we didn't think was possible. Why? Because we face an adversary who's lying to us every day. Why else? Because we've got wounds. We've got the results of just living on the choppy waters. We've got the wounds of being rejected, of undergoing abuse. That's why we lift up holy hands. Last night we were talking about that. Luke said, this is what a pastor theologian does. He's trying, I'm just trying to chill after a flight, and he asked me, so why do you think we lift up our hands in worship? Noel, what's your answer to that? I'm like, I can't debate theology right now. Like, why do we do it? I'm like, I know, it's, you got to lift up holy hands, and he's the one purifying us. But I was thinking about it today more, and it's interesting because when Jesus came out of the water, the dove came down, this representation of God's peace and love. And we can only imagine what happened. There's lots of films and pieces of artwork that have demonstrated this. I saw one a few years ago that I love. It's called The Miracle Maker. Luke's all over me about The Chosen, but The Miracle Maker is this BBC animated production. I love it because Jesus is always laughing. It's tough for us. I'm 25% Norwegian, by the way, so I can play the Scandinavian card. It's not natural for me to be laughing all the time or lifting up my hands. And yet in this picture, this depiction of Jesus, he's always laughing. There's joy. There's the joy that comes from knowing you bring joy to someone else, to the Father. And in that scene where he comes out and he's baptized by John the Baptist, he lifts up his hands like this and he's bathed in light. And there's this voice that says, this is my beloved Son who brings me great joy. And he lifts up his hands. And I've always watched that scene. And I think that's why I lift up my hands, because when I'm in worship and I feel my heart being pulled and I've got all this baggage in my life and all these things I'm anxious about and guilty about and all these places that I wish would just be changed or taken away, when my heart is really moved, my hands go up. You know why? Because it's the only thing I can do to embrace this invisible God who is a Father, who fills the heavens and the earth. It's the only thing I can do. And it reminds me now as a father myself of my own little ones. I mean, my daughter, this is her famous line. She's our baby. So, you know what that means. She's a baby. She got everything she always wanted, and she'd just tell you what she needed, and she'd get it. And this was for years. In fact, she's 10 years old, and she still does it. She'll just come up to me and go, pick me up. For 5 years of my life, she said it like 10 times a day. Pick me up. Pick me up. And I just have this picture of her just hands up. Just pick me up. That's what a child does. That's what a son does. That's what a daughter does. Has access to say, just pick me up. Hey, Abba, just pick me up. By the way, Abba, it's kind of this theological term some of us have heard in the Bible. It always says Abba, Father. But Abba is a Hebrew word. It means daddy. It means papi. It means papa. It's a term of endearment. I didn't really get it. I'd heard that for years, going to church and everything. Abba, Father, Abba. Until I was actually in Israel at a buddy's place. And he's a great guy, law practice, just a great guy. Good leader, but, just in their household, just average Joe, just families right outside of Jerusalem. Pretty amazing. And his daughter was like 9, 10 years old. And I'm sitting there, and I just keep hearing, Abba, can I have some ice cream? Abba, can I watch that show? Abba, will you be here tomorrow? That's what Abba means. It means access to someone so personally, so intimately, that you can just be like, Abba, can I have some ice cream? That's what it means to be a son. That's what it means. That's the access. But this is hard to lift our hands. It's hard for me to say, Abba, thank you that I'm a son. Because there's a lot of wounds there. Some of us are like, the only time I lifted my hands with my earthly father was to block some punches. The only time I lifted my hands was to take all the things I was trying to get to fill up my heart because my life was going off a cliff. Just trying to hold on because those waters are so choppy. But this is what he's saying to us tonight. He's saying, you're a beloved son. You're loved, cherished. And by the way, I'm going to fill you up. I'm going to love your presence. I want to be with you more. And I've got things for you to do. And I'm not asking you to change the world. I'm asking you to be free and bring that freedom to others. I'm asking you to hand that freedom off to your kids. I'm asking you to speak those words of life over that coworker who's causing you grief. I'm asking you to go home and just be tender with your wife, no matter what's gone on in the last week. That's our mission. It can be as simple as that.